Swimming like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Welcome back, everybody. We had a great show today with Lori Mercer from Columbus, Ohio, who runs a boutique consulting firm for feel-good work and helps businesses identify different strategies to help them grow. Just had a great show, learning more and more about her journey, where she came from on the corporate side of things and transitioning into an entrepreneurship role, and how she helps other entrepreneurs. And so, John, why don't that sort of leads us into our first question and how Lori sort of built her company.
Yeah. So, Lori, we talked about in your work with entrepreneurs over the last couple of years, what were some of the big changes that you saw come out of COVID?
Right. So COVID, I think, exposed weaknesses in strategies and models and also in your team. So I think one of the biggest changes I saw is a lot of parents were forced to choose between work activities and parenting activities, and that really lets you, I think, like you said, lean out or lean into and refine the most important tasks of your business. So yeah, teams turned over, and businesses with tight strategies and models, they really stuck around, and the ones that struggled, I think there was a fundamental break in their foundation somewhere, and COVID exposed that.
One of the things that we talked about a lot today was the decision-making process, how quickly that can happen versus on the corporate America side. When you're an entrepreneur, things can happen a lot more quickly. Can you speak a little bit to some of the things that you've identified when you've brought on new team members, or you're thinking about bringing new team members on, the free training that you offer?
Right. So I realized it was difficult for small businesses to find good employees, and also difficult to discern what are the skill sets you need. So I created kind of a marketing funnel for hiring, where we actually take them through some tests, train them, see how well they learn it, how quickly they learn, and how responsive they are, and really running our actual business system. I really tell them this is how we run our business, and let them run through an iteration. And it really helps you identify quickly who the strong candidates are. And every business, it's about your people. It's about your people. So a system like that helps you quickly find good people. And hey, can you start tomorrow? Yep. Sometimes that's really cool. You can.
That's great.
Awesome. One last thing that I loved about our conversation is you talked about your rule of just 3, and let everyone know what that rule is.
Right, just 3. So I've had 4 kids, run my own business, all kinds of things like this, and I realized the planning system and goal setting stuff really frustrated me. And I'm well, actually, there's only 3 buckets that I can really put things in. So one bucket is your career, your business, and for me, one bucket is always family, because that's important to me. And then you've got this third bucket that you can play with. So if you are trying to leave corporate and have a side hustle, it could be your side hustle. If you want to run a marathon, that takes a lot of time. Your third bucket's going to be training for a marathon. If you have a special needs kid, a parent with cancer, if you're moving, any of these things that take a lot of time and energy, that's your third bucket. And so maybe not the season you should be starting a side hustle, or not the season that you should be choosing to move and change jobs and have a baby. Too many buckets, too much on the plate. So just 3.
Just 3. Well, Lori, thank you so much for your time here in the Shrimp Tank Columbus. We had a great conversation, touched on all these things and some other really insightful stuff about digital marketing, about building your team. So go ahead and check out that full episode. You can get it wherever you get your podcasts. For Phil and I, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to click on subscribe to our videos so that you know when we have new podcast episodes. And hit that notification bell so that you get an annoying email right to your inbox that says, hey, Phil and John, I've got some stuff for you. For the rest of us in the Shrimp Tank, we'll see you next week. Thanks.
See you, everybody.